that lane or taking that role from his campaign, the way that they've positioned himself. But somebody else, Megan, who we haven't talked about a lot, is Elizabeth Warren, who, yes, she did not perform in New Hampshire the way that I think her campaign would have wanted to see that. But she is hoping to compete harder, frankly, in these Super Tuesday states, in Nevada, a state that you know very well, with a more diverse electorate, more diverse population. What is your sense of how this might go down in, what, 10, 12 days from now?
Yeah, so Elizabeth Warren, landed the earliest on the ground in the Silver State. She, early on, people were describing her campaign as a monster. She had a massive operation, but she's since really been overtaken, at least organization-wise, by Bernie Sanders and by Pete Buttigieg. But obviously her campaign has been building these relationships on the ground, laying the framework she needs within these communities, but we haven't seen that translate so far to the polls in Nevada. We've seen Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders doing well with voters of color in Nevada. Obviously, we've had a lack of polling in Nevada. There hasn't been any polling for a couple of weeks, so we don't totally know what's going on. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, post-Iowa and post-New Hampshire.
Yeah, for sure. And looking at Nevada, can you explain the culinary union situation that's happening? Because you're reporting that the powerful union there is warning members in a new flyer that Bernie Sanders would end their health care if elected president. Put this into perspective for people who aren't living and breathing Nevada politics every day. How much does that matter?
It matters a lot. So the culinary union can be a behemoth of political organizing if it wants to be. It has not announced whether it will endorse or participate in this process, but I've gotten a hold of a couple flyers that clearly shows that the culinary union is getting involved in this process, whether or not it ultimately decides to endorse or not. I reported last night that the culinary union is circulating a flyer that does say that Bernie Sanders would end their health care plan. They have this union health trust. Union members love their health plan. They don't want to see it taken away, so they much prefer public option plans favored by some of the more moderate candidates in this race versus the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren plan. However, they've notably taken aim at Bernie Sanders, said that he specifically would end culinary health care. They have not said that about Elizabeth Warren. They emphasized her transition to Medicare for all, that she would work with them on collective bargaining. So they did not take quite as strong a position on her Medicare for all plan.
Joel Payne and Megan Messerly of the Nevada Independent, thanks to both of you for being on. I appreciate it. Speaking, by the way, of the Nevada Independent, they are a part of our next NBC News and MSNBC Democratic debate. I will be moderating. I head to Vegas this weekend. My colleagues Lester Hall, Chuck Todd, Telemundo's Vanessa Auck, and the Nevada Independent's John Ralston will all be on stage as well. That is 1 week from today, February 19th, 9 o'clock Eastern, only on NBC and MSNBC. Up next, they were front runners. Now they're just runners. Our new NBC News reporting on what's happening to Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren. But first, we want to take you live to Washington, where the